Hi. Dare I say, let's hope for the best. So anyways, let's get the motherboard out of here. I gotta tell you, this is more than a little intimidating. Okay, so typically when I get a camera or some kind of new technology, I typically take the instructions and fire it out the window. I'm not going to do that in this case here because I really don't want to screw this up. I'm going to include as much of this build as I can. I'm not going to be able to record non-stop and play the entire thing non-stop, but it's just going to be too long a video. I'm sure nobody's going to want to sit there for 2 hours while they watch me suffer through this, but I will I'll do as much as I can. I'll keep it running as much as I can so it's unedited. Oh, that's gotta sound great on camera, sorry. I'm gonna be super honest about this. This is not something I've ever done before, but man, this thing looks really cool. Yeah, that looks really cool. Okay, so we got out the good tools for this. The box cutter. There it is. The brains behind it all. Put that there. Let's see what else we got in the box. You know, I've seen so many people build computers. Getting to this point right now is actually pretty exciting, but it's super nerve-wracking. But I was curious to see how everything was packaged. I'm always impressed. I'm not always enthused by the amount of packaging that you find in things, but I am always amazed by how things are packaged. There's the thermal paste. Let's leave that on for a second. We want to get let's get the chip in. Alright, so from what I understand, well, whatever, let's just open this thing up. I guess it's not going to install itself, right? I get that there's supposed to be a very small marking, so this arm goes up. The chip sits inside, and then the arm goes back down. Okay, so there is a small arrow in the top corner. I've got like one of the nicest screwdrivers here too. Yeah, so there's a small arrow, it looks like right there. Let's open this up. I hope it doesn't go flying. Yeah, so in this corner here, you can see there's a gold, hopefully you can get that, there's a gold arrow in that corner and there's green in the other corners. And then in this corner here, it looks like we have an arrow. So if we're lining this up, this would sit like this. Oh, okay, you know what too, look, I don't know if you can see that, but on the top there's a small arrow, which, yeah, definitely lines up. So there's I didn't even see that, so I don't want to be the one to drop this. So there's a small arrow in the corner right there. So I'll be triple checking everything. Alright, so I can't tell you how many times I've heard don't touch the gold pins. Holy crap. This is amazing. Ooh. That had a good feeling to it. Okay, and then we put the arm back down. Wow. That's a thing of beauty. Hold on, I just have a cloth here. Gotta shine her up there. Okay, that's it. I wish that was it. Oh my god. These. So I'm reading that option B is RGB header for users who want to control illumination via their motherboard utility. So yeah, of course, why wouldn't we want to do that? I don't really see how this connects, but I mean, we have these things that I don't fully understand what the point of this is. Okay. Got that on that side. Ooh. Okay. That is satisfying. Everybody else sweating? Touchdown. Okay, so this is for the fan. I can see that. Holy crap. I can't believe we got this far so far. If anybody knows me, if anybody watching this knows me, I don't build anything, so this is crazy. Also, this camera's probably not in focus. It's probably focusing here somewhere, so I apologize for that, but who cares? This is not a computer building channel. Okay. Jeez. Let's see if I can turn to this camera here. So there's an L and an H here, of which I have no clue what that's for. So we're gonna have to figure that out. Actually, maybe this angle will be better here. So if we look down here, this says LED CPU, and I believe this is for the fan. So if I look at this, this has this piece on the back, which looks like it goes right there, and this piece feeds into that. So like, I wonder, should we be plugging this in now? I can't think, there's nothing else that goes over here except for this, which is one of the SSDs. So maybe we'll wait. And then the other one is the RGB cable. Yeah, so that. Now I'm assuming that this here. Let's look. Yeah. Okay. Man, good guess. Oh my god. Anybody else thirsty? Remember if we do this now or we do this later? I guess we do this now, right? I think I'm gonna wait, because if I plug it in now, I've got some other stuff I need to deal with here. Plus we have this massive graphics card. Okay, so as far as the RAM, okay, so we have A1, A2, B1, B2. So it says if you have two modules, you want to go A2 and B2. All right, so we're just popping these little pieces here. I'm really trying not to touch anything because I don't know what I'm supposed to touch and what I'm not supposed to touch. Okay, so the next thing, how do I make sure this doesn't go in backwards? This feels wicked. I'm literally guessing that this is gonna go this way. I mean, shoot, is it possible to put it in backwards? Ooh. Okay, so for anybody doing that for the first time, I can report that there is a bit of a click And yeah, that really sucks. Pushing these things in sucks. All right. There. Okay, so that's there, that's there. Next we want to put in these put in the SSD. So the worst is that I've seen so many builds where they're like, and don't forget, don't do that thing or take care of this thing because you'll never be able to access it again. I just can't wait to run into that problem. First one, so this comes off. Yeah, as exciting as this is, this also really sucks. Oh yeah, I did read that. Remove the heatsink, otherwise it's not going to do anything for you. Okay, give that a sec. This is a Western Digital. Honestly, I found all that very confusing. I was just looking for speed and size, really. Speed, size, and then price. So you know, these were on sale. I didn't really want to break the bank, but I also want to do this right. I don't have a magnetic screwdriver. That would be... Oh man, this is like playing a game of Operation. Okay. So that should now set in there. So put it in at an angle. Alright, this is looking familiar. We're now going to remove the heat sink, so let's take that off. And you might not even be able to hear me because, yeah, that's pretty loud. There's a furnace in behind here, so I watched something today. Couldn't be easier than that, I guess. The guy was calling this adult Lego. You can see why. Okay, so is this, maybe this one's bigger. Nope, not bigger. Okay, so this is also Western Digital. This is a 3430 megabytes per second NVMe SSD, 1 terabyte. Same brand, same everything, just different speed and capacity. Okay. I mean, now maybe it's now maybe we put the motherboard in the case. Next step will be the case. So I brought the case up here. A couple of things we figured out here. So I've gone ahead and plugged in the 4-pin into the cooler here for the RGB. I've looped it up here. It looks like we'll be able to pull it in from the side over to a one of the 12-volt 4-pin right there, LED C2, or there's one at the bottom over here, LED C1. As far as the fan itself, I've plugged it right into here. CPU fan, there's CPU fan there, so I've plugged that into the proper outlet and just kind of tucked the wire in there. And then I had to look it up, but there's on the front of this Wraith Prism cooler, there's an L and an H. L being the default low fan speed, high if you're overclocking and needed additional fan speed. I can't see that I'm going to need that, so I'm going to leave it on low right now. But knowing that it's there, we can always go back and figure it out after. Okay, so I got the case. Now we gotta do a couple things. So thing number one. Okay, so ideally, I wonder if we have to address this right now. Concern being that when we put the graphics card in, it's going to hit this fan, and the plan was to drop that down. My only worry though, looking at this, is I don't know how much room we have to drop this. Okay, I don't know. I mean, what the hell, I guess. Let's worry about putting this, let's worry about putting the motherboard in first. So in the bottom of the, oh, and then you know what? There's a panel here. Maybe what I can do, I don't know, we'll see. There is a panel here in the basement of this. Perhaps what I can do is remove this. There's a piece in here. Perhaps I can do is remove that and lower these fans. So this is supposed to fit in there. I wonder if it's easier to do this when it's laying down. Hey, it's got to be easier when it's laying down. Whew. This is only incredibly nerve-wracking. Okay, this should be good now. I had to make an adjustment. There's a piece. There's a piece on the back of this. I've taken that off, so that sits back here, and I don't think it was allowing everything to sit down properly. So we're working on that right now. Okay. It's like we don't have clearance. Connecting everything here. I mean, some of this stuff is pretty obvious, but some of this is really intimidating. So
yeah, I see it up in the. Yeah. Wait, so were you talking last night?
I was, yeah. I was talking about how challenging this was. So
of course.
So, but we can say. So this is the next day now. Obviously, I'm wearing a different shirt. Now I have a partner. Say hello. Yo! This is Kellen. You might recognize him from Cal's Cabin.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah. Okay. Come on, man. Really? Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah.
So I gave up last night because I was so tired and I didn't want to hook anything up, but I think it was funny because I said to Mom, oh, this should only take me like an hour and a half. And then at 5 hours later, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I gave up. And I said to myself, I'll come back in the morning and finish this. So we're going to go back. And so I sealed everything up. I just jammed all the wires in and sealed everything up last night.
Wait.
So we wouldn't get dust.
Let's do it
No. I don't want to peel that off till the very end.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I know we're going to end up handling this a bunch more times. So I didn't want to get fingerprints all over it right away. So I'm guessing, and really I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that the last things we have to do here, we got to hook up all the fans.
Wait.
There's a bracket that has to go across the front here.
Wait, where's that one card that you really struggled to get?
This.
Oh, is it upside down?
Well, it sits sideways in there. Then just turn this like this because we want to open up the back again. So there's a...
So it's pretty heavy, I guess?
Yeah. So then there's another dust screen that comes out there. This might not be necessary, but I want to give myself as much room as possible
to do this.
So this screen comes off the front. And look at that.
Wow.
So these fans light up. So normally what you would do is you'd have 3 fans here. But in this case here, see how long this card is? How it sticks in here? I couldn't put a fan in the middle. So what we did is...
Does the other fan count?
What's that?
Does the other fan count?
Oh, like
yeah, the other fan's on that side?
Yeah, and then there's 2 on top. So I'm hoping
And then
that's enough.
A fan?
That is also, yeah, and then there's 3 fans underneath this card here.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 fans.
So I pull these.
I think you just kind of unscrew them, but you don't actually fully unscrew them.
Yeah, they sit in there.
And boom, weird. It's a lot of wires there. You sure you can work with that many wires?
Oh, man, I sure hope so.
Look
So I did.
Look at that, and that, a lot of wires.
Right, well, this thing at the bottom, this is the power unit. So this is like, I don't know if you can see. If you lean over here, there's a plug.
Yeah, I see the plug.
And the switch.
Yeah,
so the power goes in there.
So then if you flick the switch, it turns on?
Yeah, and then the power goes in here, and everything runs, all the things that need power run off of this. So they're all plugged into it, but then you gotta somehow find a space for all the wires.
Oh, apparently there's a Tesla yacht.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently Elon Musk is working on making a Tesla yacht. And Dad, that thing is humongous. It's bigger than our house.
A yacht? The Tesla yacht?
Yeah, that is bigger than our house. Could you imagine how many wires are in that?
Oh, it'd be insane.
Imagine building that.
Okay, so now we get into some of this stuff.
I'm going back upstairs.
Okay, wait. Go easy.
Yes.
All right, well, thanks for joining me.
See you later.
Honestly, I won't be long. I don't believe I'll be long. It's funny, if you don't look at the bag, if you can see that, this, find one of these you gotta be able to see. I didn't realize this was in there, and there's this little bank of wires. They're all running off the head unit. I think that's what you call it. And I didn't realize this was in here, and I remember plugging them in last night thinking, God, these things are flimsy. And only to realize later on that there's this small hub you plug them into, and then you plug that in. So that sort of really makes a lot of sense. That took me forever too to try to get those in there. I definitely would not, I might have said this last night, but I would not put this graphics card in first next time. I really screwed that up. But I didn't even know what the graphics card looked like, let alone how it fit inside here. But anyways, it's painfully obvious now that that was backwards. It makes it a lot harder to work in here. And as difficult as this has been, I would do this again. I think this is actually really interesting. I can see why people enjoy putting these things together. Okay, so let's figure out some fans here. Okay, so we've come to this point. I've now got I think I've triple checked everything in the computer to make sure that I got it set up right. I got a monitor and a keyboard attached to it. Power cables in. I don't have the whole thing closed in yet, but I guess I'm probably okay having it open. And yeah, I'm gonna fire it up for the first time. I have no idea what to expect, but I can tell you one thing. I'm nervous as hell. I remember saying yesterday before I started that it would probably take me, it'll probably take me about an hour and a half to get the thing up and running, and then 5 hours later it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I finally gave up and went to sleep. And then today I discovered one point that you might want to keep in mind. I have 5 case fans here. the RGBs piggyback off each other, so we were good there. But as far as the power, there was only 2 fan outlets, I guess, but 5 fans. So I ended up having to go back to get some splicer. Anyway, I had to go back and get something at the store that would allow me to plug more fans in off of one cable, which is a little frustrating because in the end, you know, it was just more time. It took me about an hour to go there and back, so it put me a little bit behind. But I'm gonna get it fired up. I'm gonna hope that it'll allow me to do whatever it is I need to do next, which I have no idea, but I'll find out because I have a book. But anyways, that's all this last little part of the video is, and then I won't necessarily bore anyone with the setup. But anyways, let's see how it goes. So I got power to the monitor. I got the monitor plugged in, and we're gonna turn this thing on for the first time and hope that nothing goes wrong. Okay, I saw a light go on. We got light on the RAM. So I know there's power to the motherboard because I can see light on the RAM. Not seeing anything else, so what do we got? What does that mean? That likely means this cable we're good. That's the power, I think, overall to the motherboard. I see no power to the mouse, which is plugged in one of the USBs. The CPU itself, which is plugged in up there. Alright, so that's not very oh, hold on, my bad. So then I got the button on top, the power button. Here's another thing. So obviously not knowing much about this, so if I have the power at the back, does that mean that the RAM stays lit all the time? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fans running. That's a bonus. I don't see anything on screen yet, so we're just hopefully that's just running through. The CPU fan went. That's good. We have power to the graphics card. Alright, so maybe we'll give that a minute and see if I can get a signal to the... If I can get a signal to the screen. I wonder if I should have the monitor plugged. Oh no, there you go. Reboot and select proper boot device or insert boot media and press a key. The screen is currently set to recommend resolution. No, obviously not gonna do anything. Okay, reboot and press delete. So I believe this is reboot. Oh. So I even have power to, so yeah, I got power to stuff here. This is not gonna, do not display this message again. Screen is not currently set to the recommended resolution. Reconfigure. Okay, so this is where a lot of the pain comes, because I'm not the computer genius, but I have a Bluetooth mouse. I think I should get another mouse. Look at that. Here to blow your mind. All right, so maybe after I get everything set up, I will follow up with some closing thoughts. You know what? Actually, let me give you some closing thoughts right now, and then maybe once everything's set up, I'll just do some really nice shots of the whole thing. But so it took me quite a long time of watching a million different people talk about the best setups for editing. It took me a long time to understand how the different components function. I've managed to learn probably as much as I needed to be able to decide what I wanted, or at least what would work for me and what I'm going to use this for. That took a long time. If you meet me on a street corner and ask me a bunch of questions, I probably won't really be able to recall all the reasons why I set it up the way I did, but I made a billion lists, and this sort of, for the budget and for what I wanted, this basically looked like the best option. So, and then luckily I found a store that was local here in Ottawa that carried the majority of what I wanted. Actually, I think really in the end I got everything. I did it based on the graphics card, so you know, initially I wanted this case. I wanted one of the Ryzen 7 or 9, and then depending on which one, I had a different idea about a cooler, but in the end, budget just allowed for this. I wanted more RAM, but budget allowed for that. So, anyways, you know, make your list, figure out what you want, and then go make it happen. Putting it together has been challenging, but yeah, I think the main thing, make sure you got enough fan ports on your motherboard to plan for that, because you might not think of that. And then the other thing I noticed, I've shared some other challenges throughout, but in regards to graphics card, put that in last. What a pain that was, trying to work around it. I didn't even realize that, but yeah, real pain. So I've got a lot of cleanup to do once I get everything set up. As far as the wires, I got the whole thing's wide open right now, so I got to get that closed. But other than that, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for suffering through it.